On a sunlit Mediterranean sand flat, a crab scuttles sideways, going about its day. But nearby, something is gliding. It looks like a living stone, a creature seemingly made of the seafloor itself. This is the common cuttlefish. As it edges closer to the crab, a ripple begins at its head. A dark, broad band of shadow detaches and flows down its body, like a cloud passing overhead. The crab pauses, its claws raised, instinct screaming that something is wrong. The dark wave passes, and another begins, and in that moment of stillness, two pale tentacles, previously hidden, explode from beneath the cuttlefish's arms. They snatch the crab and retract in a fraction of a second, the entire strike over in less time than it takes to blink. This moving shadow show has a name, the passing cloud. And it's not just camouflage, it's a weapon. So, what is this master of light and motion? Cuttlefish are cephalopods, intelligent and soft-bodied cousins to the octopus and squid. They inhabit the reefs and shallow coasts of the world, from the temperate waters of Europe to the tropical coral gardens of the Indo-Pacific. They are ambush predators, gliding over seagrass meadows and intricate rock formations, hunting crabs, shrimp, and small fish. But they aren't swimmers in the traditional sense. They hover, suspended in the water column like a small alien spaceship. The secret to this perfect buoyancy control is a unique internal structure called the cuttlebone. This chalky internal shell is filled with microscopic chambers. By precisely adjusting the ratio of gas and water within these chambers, the cuttlefish can become neutrally buoyant, hanging motionless with almost zero effort. It's an evolutionary marvel that allows it to stalk with silent, graceful precision. But the cuttlebone is just the internal hardware. The true magic is on the surface. A cuttlefish's skin is one of the most complex and dynamic surfaces in the animal kingdom, a living screen capable of instantaneous, breathtaking transformations. It's built in 3 remarkable layers. The deepest layer contains leucophores, which act like a base coat of brilliant, passive white, scattering ambient light in all directions. Above them sit the iridophores, stacks of tiny reflective plates that produce shimmering, iridescent blues, greens, and golds, a bit like the colours on a soap bubble. But the top layer is the most active, millions of tiny elastic sacs of pigment called chromatophores, filled with yellow, red, or brown ink. Each individual chromatophore is connected directly to the cuttlefish's brain by a nerve and surrounded by its own tiny set of muscles. When the brain sends a signal, these muscles contract, pulling the pigment sac wide and revealing its color. When they relax, the sac shrinks to a tiny dot and vanishes. This entire system is under such fine neural control that a cuttlefish can completely redraw its body's pattern in around 200 to 300 milliseconds. It's not painting itself to match the background, it's running a live video feed of its own design. This incredible skin allows the cuttlefish to perform its signature trick, the passing cloud. During a hunt, the brain orchestrates a wave of signals that sweeps from head to tail, commanding the chromatophores to open and close in a rhythmic sequence. This creates the illusion of a solid dark band rolling across its body, typically at a frequency of about 1 pulse per second. Many people have called this hypnosis, but the reality is more direct. It's sensory warfare. Small fish and crustaceans have ancient hardwired neural circuits for detecting motion. A large moving pattern like the passing cloud can hijack these circuits, triggering an involuntary freeze or orient response. In lab settings, crabs will stop dead when shown scrolling black and white bars that mimic this motion. The cuttlefish doesn't need to control its prey's mind. It just needs to exploit a reflex, creating a fatal hesitation that lasts just long enough. And now we arrive at the central paradox of the cuttlefish, a twist so strange it seems impossible. Despite producing these intricate, colourful-looking patterns that perfectly match the browns of seaweed or the yellows of sand, the cuttlefish is effectively colourblind. Anatomical studies and behavioral tests have shown that the common cuttlefish has only a single type of photoreceptor in its retina, with a peak sensitivity to blue-green light around 492 nanometers. This is like trying to paint a masterpiece using a black and white television as your only reference. So how do they do it? They are masters of reading brightness, contrast, and texture. Instead of seeing red algae, they see a dark, lumpy patch and replicate that quality using their pigment sacs. Their camouflage is a lie that works because it fools the color vision of their predators and prey, even if they can't perceive the lie themselves. But their vision has another hidden dimension. Cuttlefish can see a property of light that is completely invisible to us: its polarization. This refers to the orientation of light waves as they travel through space. Their photoreceptors are arranged in a way that allows them to distinguish between these different orientations, which can reveal surface textures and enhance contrast in the visually noisy underwater world. Incredibly, their skin can also produce polarized signals. The shiny iridophore layer can reflect light in a polarized way, creating patterns within patterns. This gives them a private, encrypted communication channel. A cuttlefish can flash a polarized signal to a rival or a potential mate that other cephalopods can read, while nearby fish and crustaceans, most of which see polarization poorly, remain completely oblivious. It's a secret conversation held in plain sight. On the vibrant reefs of the Indo-Pacific, the broadclub cuttlefish takes this performance to an entirely new level. This is one of the largest species, growing up to 50 centimeters in mantle length. While hunting, it unleashes a full-body light show of dazzling intensity. Bold, zebra-like black bands sweep down its back in mesmerizing waves. Its iridescent side panels flash with electric color, and its bizarre W-shaped pupils loom large, fixing on a school of small fish. The prey bunch together, their attention captured by the powerful, rhythmic display. As the cuttlefish drifts closer, holding the light show steady, it prepares its final move. Then, speed takes over. The two specialized feeding tentacles, held coiled and ready, fire with astonishing velocity, extending and grabbing a fish in as little as 20 to 50 milliseconds, far faster than the target's brain can even register the attack. The light show freezes them, and the tentacles finish the job. The color blindness paradox remains one of the great puzzles of cephalopod biology. But what if they have a workaround? A fascinating hypothesis published in 2016 suggests they might be able to infer color using a clever optical trick. The phenomenon is called chromatic aberration, the same flaw in simple lenses that causes color fringing in photographs. Different colors of light bend at slightly different angles, meaning they don't all focus at the same point. The cuttlefish's uniquely strange W-shaped pupil could, in theory, exaggerate this effect. By subtly changing the focus of its lens, it could check which wavelengths are sharpest and which are blurry, and from that information, deduce the dominant colors in a scene. It wouldn't be seeing color in the way we do, but rather calculating it from focus. It remains a hypothesis, but it's a tantalizing glimpse into how evolution might solve a problem in a completely unexpected way. Cuttlefish live fast and die young. In just 1 to 2 years, they grow from a tiny hatchling to a massive, intelligent predator. In that fleeting lifespan, they master a visual system of almost unimaginable complexity. On a night dive over a seagrass bed, you might see a final, quiet demonstration. A small cuttlefish sits almost invisible, its skin a perfect replica of the mottled darkness. A shrimp ambles by. A gentle ripple runs down the cuttlefish's back, a single passing cloud. The shrimp pauses, 2 pale lines snap out. A puff of sand and stillness returns. The hunter has vanished again, a ghost in the machine. In a world full of wonders, here is an animal that carries a living screen on its back, a mind that paints the ocean without ever truly seeing its color. This incredible ability to manipulate light and perception is a powerful reminder of the strange and brilliant solutions evolution can produce. If you enjoyed this dive into the Cuttlefish's world, please consider subscribing to Faunary and liking the video. It helps us bring more stories like this to you. Explore the channel for more on the planet's most remarkable survivors and strategists. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.